We're going to talk a little bit about Fire Prevention Week, which is next week. It's a special event. Now, I know from experience, it's my kids who came home and talked about this. Brad Pennison probably knows that even better than me with Beaumont Fire and Rescue. Captain Brad, good to see you this morning.
Good to be here.
You and I have talked about this lots of times through the years, you know, fire prevention and Fire Prevention Week. And I think it probably goes back to when you and I were in school. I can remember getting, you know, the little pamphlets or,
sure,
you know, talking about how to do it. What's changed over that time? I mean, is it the message that's changed, or is it just how we distribute the message?
Mainly how we distribute the message. The message has always be the same, you know, to prevent fires and save lives. That's the main message that we're trying to get apart.
And I guess stop, drop, and roll is still
stop, drop, and roll is still a good message.
Today, yeah.
Crawl low below the smoke, you know, things like that.
Right.
You know, those are all good messages.
How do you? So I know. How do you get it out? As I said, I know you do a lot of education in schools. And then that comes back home in the form of literature or just conversation. But today is, do we do digital? Do we do electronic versions of what we did 25 years ago?
We do that as well. We try to do a lot of hands-on stuff with kids. That's where they learn the best. You know, stop, drop, and roll. We actually have them do the stop, drop, and roll. We're in schools.
Right.
That's why we're having our festival this weekend, to have kids have a chance to do hands-on stuff this weekend.
All right. Before we talk about the festival, I mentioned this earlier, because it's one of those things that sometimes people ridicule you if you say, I have an action plan. Well, you have an act. But I mean, you know, to me, people don't think enough about the what ifs. I mean, if you're living in a 2-story house and you got kids upstairs and you don't have a ladder to throw out the window.
Well, it goes right back to what we're talking about, the hands-on stuff. At school, we grew up doing fire drills on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
We still do fire drills on a regular basis in schools. It's required. And the reason to do that is for kids to learn how to do something, they have to do it. Okay. Well, it's just the same, just as important to have that fire escape drill at your home, to have a plan at home, to know how to get out of the house, have 2 ways out, have a meeting spot outside the house. Those are all important issues for the home just as well, because as parents, we're always wanting to protect our children, but what happens if we get separated from our kids? Are they going to know what to do?
And you, obviously, years of experience doing it, and mine is in covering these stories. How many times have I gotten a place and people are unaccounted for, or they don't know where somebody is because they had no idea what would happen if there was a fire?
Right, and that's the whole idea about having kids be actively involved in this whole plan.
So in a nutshell, and I want to get to the festival, but in a nutshell, what do you tell people to do if they're developing an action plan? What are the basics? I mean, tell your kids to understand, do they go out of their room? Do they stay in their room?
It's called Edith, Exit Drills in the Home. And it's all about having a fire drill, having a plan, have a meeting place outside the house, so if they get separated from mom and dad, go to that meeting place, the mailbox, a tree, whatever. Don't worry about where they are. You go to that meeting place and stay there till an adult comes and gets you.
All right. And are there resources out there that I can find, action plans, if I'm a parent, I want to develop them with my kids?
Sure. NFPA.org is on the web. National Fire Protection Association has that available. We have brochures in our office, and we're always passing them out anytime that's available.
All right. Now let's talk about the festival. It's coming up this weekend?
Tomorrow, Saturday.
All right. What are we talking about?
Oh, we're having a whole bunch of fun down there. It's a family safety festival, not just fire, but different safety messages. The police department, EMS, Parks and Wildlife will be there, Coast Guard, Forest Service, multiple agencies. Jefferson County Medical Society will be on hand to measure and fit kids for bicycle helmets. We'll have 150 helmets to give away for the first 150 kids there. We have our passport to safety, so they can travel around the different booths and get their passport stamped. And once they get their passport stamped, that's their entry ticket into the kids zone, where we have a rock wall, we have a bungee jump, we have a big slide, and things of that nature off for the kids, face painting, different activities. We'll have some demonstrations as well, an extrication, cutting up a car with the jaws of life, rappelling out of a 100-foot ladder truck, things of that nature. So a lot of things to watch, a lot of things to do and be active in.
And food, free food.
Free food for the kids as well.
All right, sounds good. And that's coming up this weekend downtown at the Fire Museum?
Saturday at the Fire Museum from 11 to 3. So if you come down for the Julie Rogers Gift of Life 5K, you can just come right on down to the Fire Museum and get something to eat.
Nice tie-in. And of course, don't forget, if you don't know where the Fire Museum is, look for the hydrant.
Yeah, we have this big giant fire hydrant, about 24 foot. You know, it's kind of hard to miss.
Once you see that, you're there. All right, Brad, it's always good to see you.
Good to be
Captain
here.
Brad Pennison, Beaumont Fire. As we continue this morning, going to come back, get you another look at what's happening in your forecast for Thursday. Plus, we'll check out our Facebook question of the day. You're watching The Morning Show on Fox 4.